Welcome to the Green Wasp Removal YouTube channel. In this episode, we continue training and mentoring the Manchester University Wasp survey team as we remove an Aerial Yellowjacket nest, often called Baldfaced Hornets, from a very large tree at a rental property. The tenant here had venom allergies, which made this nest dangerous to be around, so it had to go. Aerial Yellowjackets are actually a very beneficial insect here in northeast Indiana, where they're a native species, so we don't like to remove these nests unless we have to. These nests are very important pollinators and biological pest control agents in the local ecosystem, so they help keep the pest population way down. But whenever these insects pose a risk to people, to human health, they must be removed. So we'll show you how we collected all the adult wasps on this nest for use in Venom Immunotherapy. We then removed the brood comb from the tree, which is covered in paper, which is what you see here. We're taking down the nest, which is an outer envelope full of paper, and the inside, which is all brood comb. And inside the brood comb, there's some adult wasps, so we're going to show you how we collect those in the field as we dismantle the nest. This nest was very productive. It had plenty of adult wasps that we could collect. It also had a lot of pupae and larvae still in the nest developing. And when that is the case, we're able to collect not only the adult wasps in the field, but then we take the pupae and the larvae, which you see here, and we can contain it and relocate it into our vespiary lab. Once we have the nest and the brood comb and all of the adult wasps collected in the field, we then treat the tree by spraying it down with a non-toxic mix of essential oils with soap and water. This is a deterrent to keep wasps, any foragers that are still out in the environment coming back, from roosting there again. And as always, the team did a great job, always working with a smile. The Manchester University Wasp Survey team, they are always fantastic field operators. Such a pleasure to work with. We're also going to show you how we flash freeze the wasp specimens to preserve their venom for biomedical use, such as Venom Immunotherapy. And once we get the wasp frozen, we then take the brood comb and we relocate it into a special habitat that we set up here, with some honey and water inside the habitat. As the brood hatches out and they become adult wasps, they can survive in there until we collect them again for Venom Immunotherapy. So we'll show you how that process works. Let's take you back to September 12th of 2024, and we'll show you the entire job, from the collection in the field all the way through relocation. We appreciate you riding along with us today. If you do enjoy the content on our channel, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment to let us know you're there. Enjoy the show. All right, it's September 12th, 2024, and we're at a private residence, and in the front yard, evergreen tree, they've got a good-sized bald-faced hornet nest. That's Dolichovespula maculata, one of our very beneficial insects here in upstate Indiana. It's a Aerial Yellowjacket, so the hornet name is kind of a misnomer. It's not actually in the hornet family. Just a Aerial Yellowjacket, more related to the black and yellow Yellowjackets than it would be to any of the large hornets. But we'll take this one down today with the Manchester University Wasp Survey team, and we have Cora back today. Cora, thanks for coming back to the team. Awesome. She was one of our OGs from the debut year last year, and she's back to help this year, so it's good to have you back.
Hey, thanks. Good to be back.
All right, so let's get this thing lined up. What we're going to do is have Cora turn on the machine today and adjust the pole so she can get it right up next to the hole and just about an inch or so below the hole. And so if you want to try to turn it on, you do this button and turn it on to about half speed or more. A little bit more is good with these bald face because they're large. That's good right there. And you can adjust the pole by turning this to get whatever height you need.
Okay.
Try not to bump the nest, just kind of get right outside the nest for a bit. Extend it all the way up there as far as you can, that's good. And then go right up underneath it. I'll bring the back for you. There you go. Now we should start seeing some activity right away. Yep, looks great. Make sure your face is off the veil, as usual. Looks good. So as you can see on Cora's hood, she's got an upper veil, and she's got a wire support around the bottom of her veil. This keeps her skin separated from the veil material. And obviously the reason for that is if you get too close to your veil material, they can sting you right through the veil. So she's already getting a collection there in the bottle. So that's great. You just keep it right there and let them suck themselves up. I'm going to have you go vertical underneath it because it'll probably be less fatigue. So let's move forward just a little bit. There you go. The more vertical you can get, the more you might be able to just kind of relax your arms. Does that feel okay?
Yep.
All right, if you need a break, just let me know. Otherwise, you're good to go. Perfect. So far, so good. Whenever your traffic slows down, you can sort of bonk the outside of it a little gently with the thing and vibrate it, and that'll make more come out where we can collect them. Just sort of knock it with the collection device a little bit to stir them up. There you go. And then you just kind of move it around just a little bit because that makes them target that hole on the end of the device. That just makes it a little more efficient. That looks great. Good collection already started. Good, you got some forages coming back too that went out this morning. Give it a little bonk, see what happens each time you give it a hit, see how many more will come out. It's built so strong on the support that it's a little tough to hit it, but you can vibrate it whenever it slows down.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the blue support pole as well.
Okay.
And that'll help us work this branch a little bit. How you doing for comfort? You okay?
Yep.
All right. Mind your neck. You can go neutral posture with your neck whenever you have to.
Okay.
Whenever you feel like you're in a good spot, you can just sort of stay neutral. Ergonomics is a big deal on this job.
Yeah.
We got to be careful with our bodies. All right, I'll be right back. Position the kneeler's bench right behind you, so if you want to sit, you can just grab it and sit.
Okay.
I'll put it out to the side so you don't forget it's there.
I think.
All right, I'm going to jostle it a little bit with the pole.
Sounds good.
All right, so what we have here is a hooked pole. We just put a bracket on a tool pole, and that allows us to get to height on any of these nests that need to be removed with the pole or support the pole that we're using. The collection device will also often put it across this pole as a support in certain circumstances. But in this case, we're just going to use it to knock that nest around. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Let's make a little swarm. There you go. Are you getting exits from two different holes?
I only see from the one.
Which one, the top one or the lower one?
This one right by where my,
Okay.
yeah, right by where I am. Where I'm seeing them.
Oh yeah, okay. Wake up, wasps. Come on out.
Good morning.
Yeah, knock, knock. There's probably more out in the environment right now than in the nest.
Yeah.
You're still getting a nice steady stream of them now. Drop it right down here for a sec. I'll take a look at what you got so far. Yeah, it looks great. Nice bunch of good, healthy female workers. Perfect for Venom Immunotherapy because they all have venom sacs and stingers. Most of the males in the nest will stay on the nest and won't come out. So usually what we get on the initial collection is female workers, which is exactly what we need. Thanks. How are your arms doing? You okay?
Yep.
All right. All that pumping iron's paying off. I see them hovering and checking it out. Eventually they'll go back to the hole. That's why you want to be right next to the hole. How's your pressure? You having any trouble getting them in while they're flying? How's the pressure for you?
I think it's good.
Okay. We can turn it up as needed. Not a huge population coming out.
Yeah.
So I think I'll get the ladder, get ready to cut it.
Okay.
It was a little quicker than I expected, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Right, so he's got nest up close. We still have foragers coming back. There we go. Keep it right there. What we're going to do now is just jostle this thing, try to get them to come out, whatever's left, and then we'll cut it down. There's still a few right here in the opening. So as Cora holds it and supports it, hi Cora,
Hey.
good job down there. I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit more of a surgical strike up here. There we go. There's still plenty more camping out in there. They are wisely hesitant to come out this morning because they know something's up. So you can see them in there. sort of assessing the situation. Let me check pressure. Let's max up the pressure. Max it right to the limit. How you doing? How are your arms? You
Good.
okay?
Yeah.
All right, great. Let's focus on you down there. So if you were a bald-faced hornet, this is what you'd see this morning. Let me check that. That feels pretty good. There you go. One after the other, they just keep going in. What is it with these earwigs? They're in every freaking nest. Every time they come right out, these earwigs are natural parasites of wasp nests. All right, I think that's about good for now. I'm going to start to pull it down. Let's have you back away just a little bit. Oh, hold on, here's one more customer. Got him. Okay, let's pull it down. Kind of stand by just for a second. Let's bring it back up here. There we go. There you go, got a couple more. There's more. Here's a bald-faced hornet forager coming in with a yellowjacket. We're going to slow this down and repeat it for you. You see the yellow mass held in the jaws of this bald-faced hornet forager. They hunt yellowjackets on a regular basis, and they're one of the natural predators and biological control agents for yellowjackets, so they help balance each other's population. If you look at the next few foragers that return to the nest, they all have parts of yellowjackets that they're carrying back as food. You probably can't see them, but we're getting a bunch of them now. The last few campers are coming out. I'm going to take the spout out for a second. I think we have a clog. Sure enough, clogged it. Okay, this should be a little bit better. Put her right there. Great. All right, so inside the nest, you can see several combs. You have brood comb and queen comb. Very active nest, high population, still a lot of larvae. All right, I think that's good. Let's back it out.
You said cap it?
No, let's leave it running just for a little bit.
Just what?
Leave it running just for a little bit,
Okay.
and we might have you come back up here in a sec. I want to get a few more out, because they hide in there
Okay.
while the noise is there. Okay, you can bring it back. Great. All right, that's good. Now we're going to start to pull it down. Okay. You good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. Let's drop this right into that bucket. I'm going to have you hold the pole.
Okay.
And I'm going to drop this right to you. Right, cap it right off. I'm going to hand that back to you. What we're doing is removing a lot of the material that would cause them to stay here. You want to take anything with their pheromone and get rid of it. And it's such a nice tree, I don't want to take the branch. So we're just going to remove all the debris and then we'll spray it with essential oil to make it less hospitable for them. Okay, I'll take it. Thanks. So far, so good. All right, here we have the nest removed. As you can see, most of the paper is gone. It was built into the main branch and all these supporting branches. We didn't want to take the whole branch off the tree because it's such a nice looking tree. So in this case, what we're going to do is bring this collection device back up and just let them start collecting from right here. Because what will happen is they'll explore anything up in this area. And when they explore our device, they get sucked right up into it. Leave it right about where their hole was, about here. I'm going to remove this again. It got a little bit clogged. There we go. Great. They're hitting it pretty steadily. I'm going to step out so they're not distracted by me, and they'll just keep coming back. So Cora's going to keep that there for a bit, and we'll remove everything else so that the nest looks as much like it used to as possible. The only exception is our hole now replaces the nest entry hole, and that's what we want. There you go, they keep going right in. So this is how we collect the last of the foragers. We just leave this where the nest used to be, and they can't help but explore a dark hole near where their nest was. So that is how we collect them. I'll take over the pole for a while.
Okay.
Here we're going to speed up the footage a little bit, 4 times fast forward, just collecting the foragers as they return. That's a very important follow-up step that we do before we leave to make sure we get as many wasps as we can for the client.
So we'll stand by about 5 minutes. You can cut the cam.
Okay.
All right, so the collection so far looks great. Now we're just standing by, kind of observing what's left of this nest. And as Cora looks up here, what she'll look for is foragers coming back from the environment. They're out looking for pest insects, they're out looking for nest building material, and they're out in the environment. So when they come back to the nest, they're confused and they start looking around. And that's when we bring our collection device back and we just suck them up. And we'll stand by for a few more minutes and do that just so that the remaining wasps don't cause the residents here any issues. And then we'll get this tree branch treated with essential oil, and we'll scrub off the last of the paper with one of our scrub brushes. Wiggle it around a little bit. Sometimes that makes them pay more attention to it, and when they do that, they eventually will get hit with. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Love that little clink sound. So this follow-up activity, it takes a little more time, but it's always worth it because it ends up collecting more of the wasps that would otherwise be hanging around where the client does not want them. There you go. All right, so what's going to happen now is Cora is going to go ahead and vacuum up any live wasps that we see coming up out of the bin while we dismantle the nest. You ready? All right, here we go. So we're going to put the paper in here, and we're going to leave the brood comb in here. And any of the wasps that come out, we'll try to collect them. You never get them all. There'll be a few that get away, and that's okay. They'll go back up to where the nest was, and we'll catch them up there. I'll help direct you. That's a nice collection of queen comb right here. What you see on this comb is very tall white silk caps. This is the larva that will be queens for next year, pupating into adult wasps. They weave a cocoon on the top, and the cells are quite large because these are reproductives and they have a larger body size, so they have a larger cell size and a larger pupating size. Here's a bunch of them. You ready? Oh, they're hiding. a little bit slowly and carefully because it allows us to gather as many as possible without losing them.
Oh, there's one there.
Yep, there she goes. She's a runner.
There you go.
I'm going to trade you while you do this part.
Do what?
So what you're going to do is take the main section and spin it. That's what breaks it off.
Okay.
And then hold it up to me and you can just sort of allow them to get sucked up right off the comb. There you go. Perfect. And you can grab any that are running away with your hand and just stick them right in there. And don't worry if you miss a few, it happens. But ideally, you'll get the queen. Go for the big ones first, if there's a question. Come on.
Oh, here's a big one.
There you go. Perfect. That's it. Awesome. You can set the other comb down if it's empty of wasps. Right on the ground for now.
Okay.
All right, there's usually a lot in here. Could be the queen. So try to catch them with your hands if you can. And keep it kind of low down in the bin as you work on it. That way it's harder for them to escape. There you go. Good job. Oops, still on your finger.
Oh.
Good job. That's exactly what we're talking about. Expose them, collect them. Good working with you again, Cora.
Hey, thanks. You too. I never thought I would be doing wasp removal.
I bet, yeah. It's one of those things that just comes up in college, you jump on it, you
Yes,
learn
sir.
from it, you move along. All right, looking good. Once you have it all cleared of paper and no more wasps, we'll put the comb in and close everything up, and then we'll go do a little bit more collection from the branch, because some of them will go back there by now.
Okay.
Good catch.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right, you see anything else underneath the other combs? Anybody hiding? All right, looks good.
I think so.
All right, we're going to move it now back up to the top. We will probably have a few more campers.
Oh yeah, there are quite a few up there.
Yeah, the foragers now will start coming back and really hunting around. And we want to
Oh,
grab
that's
them.
cool.
Yeah, we want to grab them while they're up there.
Okay.
All right, they'll hang out on the paper and on everything that has their pheromone. And we'll just collect them as they come in.
Gotcha.
Yep, they can't resist. They go right in. through. Let's see.
There's one on the cap here.
Okay, cool. Let's grab it. Good eyes.
Good catch.
Okay, let's stand by for a second. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good collection. Good job today.
Nice.
November 12th, 2024. Good job, Cora.
Thanks.
Cora collected a whole bunch of female workers here. Great job. And a good looking nest. We'll be able to pupate all of these in captivity and incubate this nest for Venom Immunotherapy. So we'll collect some queens when they come out from this comb, and some males will come out. They're not so useful for Venom Immunotherapy, but they will come out, and then the workers will collect. So great job. It looks fantastic. Good nest to get today.
Thanks.
All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to scrape off some of the paper from the tree branch. This way we can save most of the tree. The other option you have is to simply cut the branch and take it completely off site. But with such a large branch on a tree like this, you don't want to do that unless you have to. And we have the time today to save the branch, so we're going to do that. Okay, now the next part of this is Cora going up the ladder. Up she goes. She's going to spray. Watch your eyes and don't spray toward yourself. Stay well back from the spray. If you're too close underneath it, I can move the ladder back a little bit. What do you think?
Is it right up here where I'm trying to go?
Yeah, go up to the one above it. Great, so don't spray anything yet, but point toward the branch with it and I'll show you where to go. So one up above, right there. Go from there all the way down to about 2 feet further down. So you're going to spray that whole 3-foot branch from the wide section where it's connected to, go from here, yeah, all the way back to about, keep going to about there. So that's what we're going to cover, and all the little branches too, and you're right under it, so I'm going to move you.
Okay.
So you can come on down and we'll reposition you so you don't get hit with that mist. It's a little breezy today, so we don't want you to get covered or have it blow back on you. Okay, so from about there, yeah, you can step up a little higher on the ladder. You give yourself a little more room that way. I've got the ladder supported. There she goes. She's spraying along the whole branch length. This has any of their pheromone on it. Are you far enough away?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So the key with this kind of thing is to stay out of the spray. You see how much mist there is. You don't want to be breathing any of that. It's not toxic, but it's certainly not something you want to breathe either. So do the support branches down maybe a foot of each branch as well. There you go, that should do it.
Okay.
All right, cool. You can step down. I'll take the rig down. Good job.
Thanks.
Always willing to jump in and get it done. Cora, that's the way to be. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Jay.
All right. Baldfaced Hornets. Dolichovespula maculata. Very beneficial aerial yellowjacket here. Not true hornets. They just got that name somehow over the years. And we're going to go and get them frozen now. Here's what they sound like. Alright, so we're setting up a habitat here that we can put this wasp nest in to let it pupate and incubate until we can collect the adults that will hatch out of these white silk caps. So we have buckwheat honey in one side, and we have water and a cloth to soak up the water so we don't drown. So that's all they need, a little honey, a little water, and they will hatch out in there and feed on that. So we're going to take our brood combs and we're going to set them up because there's still a lot of pupating wasps inside this comb that can still hatch out in a healthy way. Probably the easiest thing to do. There's a lot of queen comb on that one. There's a couple that hatched out already. Alright, that should work out just fine.